All right, landscapers doing at least 250,000 annum per year. Listen up. So you probably don't need anybody else to tell you this, but stop doing retainers. Whether you're paying for agencies, ad spend like Google or Facebook, or you're doing Home Advisor or Angie's Leads, stop them. All right, there's a better way of doing things. So video is going to be about how we helped our landscaping client Alex and Ismail book their first 50K month extra on top of whatever they were doing before without doing shared leads, without doing SEO and waiting for it to hit it. And the best part of it is that they actually own the system, the lead generation infrastructure, the whole thing, without building it because I did that for them. Why should you listen to me? Well, let me give you a little bit of context here. So my name is Julius Chua. I have a degree in aerospace engineering for both my bachelor's and my master's degree, and I also have a strong background in analytics. I come from the corporate world, but what you're probably thinking, well, what does this have to do with landscaping, right? Well, honestly, nothing, but it does have to do with everything when it comes to how I started. So in the beginning, I kind of had to really swallow my pride here, and because I needed to stand and start all over, right? Because of the accolades and status that was given to me by the job that I had, um, it was a hard pill to swallow, and it's something that I wouldn't recommend to anybody. But I knew for a fact that it's not going to get me to the goals that I want to get to. So yeah, I started doing this thing. Well, I started helping out local businesses. I worked with various contractors. You know, you have your epoxy guys, concreters. We have your what else? Painters, and even private investigators. I got into touch with some of those folks, and of course, landscapers, right? So that's the thing that I'm doing now. I'm helping a lot of landscapers, and I was able to gather a lot of distilled knowledge when it comes to different industries, and I'm able to build out a proven framework on how to actually make you guys money, right? So right now we're focusing on landscapers because I know that's how we can make the most impact and serve the most clients there, and the best clients actually. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about my one of my first clients, Alex and Ismail here. So whenever I try to help landscapers, I think about these guys because their story is so relatable. I work with them in Savannah. They're husband and wife duo. They're great people, and yeah, they do fantastic work. But they're really worried about the longevity of their business. Right? They want to make sure to keep their guys busy, and they don't want to fire them. They're relying on word of mouth to make sure, like I said, to keep the work going. But it's tough, right? Because the competition is rising, and cost of labor is going up and cost of materials is going up. But a lot of their inefficiencies come from because they actually don't have any systems in place. They don't have an online presence. They don't have a lead flow system, and they don't have any sales system. Everything was kind of just bootstrap, right? All their operation was bootstrap. So not to put pour salt in the wound, their competitors even undercutting them because they use these shared platforms like Home Advisor and Angie's Leads, and the only people that they get to talk to are the people that are budget shopping, right? So it's tough, and I don't blame you guys because it's tough out there. And hopefully their story is a little bit familiar. And I mean, not not in a bad way, but like you know, they're so familiar, and they're so yeah, their stories hits a lot home for a lot of landscapers. And I just wanted to say, it's not your fault. It's tough out there, especially in the marketing world. So what are we actually going to do about it, right? So that's the question. So this is how we came up with the plan of how to actually do this, right? We call it 120 days solid landscaping business blueprint. So you can think of it as a framework and multiple processes to be able to get you from client to close. And so I'll just walk you through it to give you some context. So chances are you already have a book of business that you have from people like email, number, or whatever have you. So what we want to do is want to reach out back to them, ask them, hey, if do they need cleanup, do they need maintenance, do they need anything to be repaired from the past work that we've done, whatever it is, just to get the conversation going. But we want to make sure to outreach to them in a more leveraged way, meaning that we either mass text or mass email or whatever have you, do it in a way where uh, it nurtures them, and whenever you send it out, you get jobs back, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is run ads. So we want to run ads because these big tech companies already have and invested a bunch of money into creating the best AIs in the world. So we want to be able to leverage that and buy eyeballs for our business so people can see us and buy from us, right? And the third thing is the long lasting thing. This is the long term play. We all know that SEO, search engine optimization, if you've never heard of it, is pretty important, right? As well as social media. So we live in a digital age, and this is a thing that's going to make your business last, because this is where all the, if people trust you, you'll get a lot of calls. And if Google trusts you, you'll get a lot of calls. That doubles down to Google, right? And then of course, we want to make sure to have automations in place so we can make our business handle a lot more volume, and we want to do it in a more approachable, systematic and approachable way to be able to scale, right? Because simple scales and fancy fails, the way the saying goes. All right. So, and of course, we want to be able to have a winning blueprint, meaning we want to have a abundant driven approach. So we don't have to haggle on price. We don't have to prove ourselves to be the authority and things like that. And heads up, I've done all the homework for you already. So, and I know that lead flow isn't only going to be your bottleneck. I mean, maybe it is in the beginning, but there's more troubles that happens after that, right? And spoiler, this system solves a lot of it. So let's talk a little bit more about some case studies here. Okay, let me move my face down here. So lead flow today and tomorrow, we don't have a better name for it. But like I said, our client in Savannah, they didn't have any lead flow system in place. The best year, they had like a website for 2 years, and it only brought in like 4 calls before they started working with me. But once I started working with them in November, I believe, I think it was November 2022, they started getting calls because we put systems in place to be able to do that. Hopefully this is making sense. Green is good. 1 is better than 2. And obviously red is not good, right? So just to give you some scale, about 3 dots, 3 circles is about 10 kilometers. So they have a big, wide influence when it comes to this area, which is in Savannah and Pooler and all that in the east here. So they have a lot of reach, right? And just to give you some more context, so you can see from February to May, they didn't have any calls when it comes to the left here, but they're gaining traction as I started working with them, and they're getting a lot more calls afterwards. They're getting 6 calls a day sometimes, right? Obviously, this is where you want to be, right? All right, next one. My face again here. So speed to lead. You probably heard of this already. So let me give you some context to make this so you can understand this. So like I said, my client does great work, but they have a receptionist that wasn't so stellar, right? So they would answer calls sometimes, and sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes they would text people back. Sometimes she wouldn't. Sometimes she would follow up. Sometimes she wouldn't. Right? She's very inconsistent. Right? But what happens is they did need to fire her because of a lot of different reasons. But we needed to place a VA on her spot. Right? Whether that's a VA or an AI, it could be an AI also. But the thing about this is that not only are they getting much cheaper prices compared to American dollars to overseas, they're also well educated, so they're not. It's not like some random person down the street, right? So these VAs and these virtual assistants, they help you out a ton, and they leverage a lot from to your business, right? And just to give you some studies does show that if the calls are answered within 1 minute, whether you get a missed call and then somebody calls them back right away, the conversion rate shoots way up to 391%. So imagine if you have 100 customers, and instead of 100 you get 391. I mean, that's going to make a big difference in your business, right? Because first impression matters. I mean, let me emphasize that first impression matters. And talking to whenever they're talking to you, they're not talking to your competitors, right? So they're not price shopping and stuff like that. Of course, there's some variability there, but the more you talk to them, obviously, the better your relationship is with them, right? So imagine there's a homeowner that calls, they needed a quote, and then immediately right after somebody calls them back or picks up the phone right away, and then within minutes they already have somebody talking on the phone that's friendly, knowledgeable, and they would qualify the homeowner to see if they're even a good fit, especially in this digital age, right? And they book a quote for you, and then all you have to do is drive over there and do your quote, right? So it's a better customer experience, and hopefully you see how the value in this. All right. So what do these folks have in common? So let me just cut to the point here. They give out free value, tips, tricks, and courses even online, so people can follow them. And so this guy, the reason why they do it is because they would push it out to their course, their consulting group, as well as their paid community. And the reason why this works so well is because when you give value first, there's a reciprocity effect here, right? So if you do give your value first, you get to earn the right to pitch to whoever you're talking to, and they feel more better towards you, right? So give value first and grow and be the expert to be seen in their eyes, and you can close more deals and charge higher prices. All right, easy peasy review system. This is the last thing. Times have changed. Most people read the reviews 84% of the time before they even start buying from you, especially buying from your company, right? And you want to live and die by your reviews because it can literally kill your business. You want to be able to be in the virtuous cycle, not the vicious cycle, all right? Because what that means is that the better reviews you get, the better your companies get, the better your company gets, the better reviews you get. You want to be able to be in that cycle and not the other one, right? So to do this, we want to be able to automate the review system to be able to automate the requests, so it's not awkward when it comes to you asking for them to review you, right? And also to even make it easier, we built this. We're going to give you this QR NFC card, so it's even easier for you to ask for a review. You just say, once you do a good job, and ask them, hey, you think you can leave me a review because it really helps us out, and then they would just tap it or scan the QR code, right? So that's that. Hopefully you see the value in this one. All right, so I know we went through a lot of stuff, so let me just blitz through this. So the deliverables, right? We want to make sure to have automated systems in place and notifications in place for you and your customers, so you guys can communicate better via text message, email sequences, or whatever have you. Second one is placing a setter, speed to lead here, right? You want to make sure that you have a good first impression when it comes to your clients that you're going to be working with, right? And of course, lead for today and tomorrow. Leads are the lifeblood of any business, right? We want to be able to solve this both short term and long term. And then, of course, leading with value framework. This way, you can stop the bidding wars, be the expert, and be the ally, so you can sit on the same side of the table and not against them, right? You're not trying to haggle here. You want to be able to charge more without haggling. And of course, easy peasy review requests feature. That's the thing I just showed you earlier. We want to make sure to attract A+ customers and employees alike by having better and really well established reputation online. All right. And of course, back-end management will take care of the pipeline daily, consult with you on when it comes to sales and stuff, and track your data to make sure that we're solving the right problems instead of just manually guessing here, right? Like I said, yeah, last one, solve problems. How do we actually all do that, right? So this is the process. We'll do the market research for you, so we know exactly what we're going to be up against. We want to target all the low cost keywords that we need to for the ads. Find all the gap when it comes to the SEO market. Those are the keywords that your competitors aren't actually targeting to be able to rank easier and faster. And then of course set up your automations and systems so you can build a better customer experience for your customers. And of course set up ads leveraging the tech companies and AIs that they built for us, right? And also I'll be creating the landing page, content and creatives. That means the words on the page, as well as the things that you see, like pictures and stuff like that. And of course, placing a setter to book a call on your behalf. And of course, making sure that the review request system that we implement is all frictionless, so it works for you and not the other way around, right? And of course, consult you when it comes to deal making and implementations of any blueprints that we have here. So I just wanted to congratulate you if you've gotten this far in the video, because I just want to give you a call to action here. If you've been here, it tells me that you're really serious about growing your business. So let me ask you this. How much is inaction really costing you? How much is inaction really costing you, right? So there's a saying here, the devil is in the detail. And what that means is that I can show you in detail on how we implement this in other people's business, just like yours, and show you how to actually implement on your business personally. The minimum thing that you're gonna get when you do book a call with us is that you're gonna get a free business audit, right? So we want to make sure you know exactly what you're gonna be up against. So yeah, I mean, the call is gonna be free, the audit is gonna be free, the planning is gonna be free, and of course, yeah, so you know what you're gonna be up against. And look, I'll be honest, even if you don't become a client with us, the things that I'm going to be telling you in the call, you can implement this by yourself and honestly make more money. And yeah, I mean, the information is free. It's just the implementation that's hard here, right? I mean, you can find everything online already. Anyways, oh, that's the thing. So we do have a client cap at 5 per month right now, because I do need a lot of help. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the background here, and there's a lot of things that we need to implement and actually do for our clients. So we're capping it at 5 per month. So yeah, I mean, just book a call with me, see if you apply and see if you qualify, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you on the other side. All right, bye bye for now.